Hi, Guido Fox here. Wonderful that you watch my new spiritual video, new book report about this guy, Prabhupada Swami Sri Prabhupada. I hope I spell it correctly. It's an Indian Swami Sri, spiritual teacher, spiritual guy, and he experienced a lot of ecstaticness, happiness in his body line. Ecstatic happiness in his body line is the core key of religion, is the essence of religion, opening up inwards and find the knack, the magic knack, like Osho were saying through in his books. If you find the mind knack, for only a few people in this world it is possible, who are going through all the stages of development, and the last Maslow pyramid stage is the stage of enlightenment, is the stage of the inner awakening of the seven seals, the seven candles of light, what you can find with your mind line trick. It's a kind of magic trick. It's a kind of exercise that you're able to find your crown chakra, your third eye chakra. My third eye chakra is opening and opening and become more lighter and lighter and lighter. And my crown chakra is feeling, I feel my crown chakra. It's a delicious feeling. It's a wonderful feeling. The crown chakra, the third eye chakra, the palm chakras, the three hearts on a row in your middle chest region. I'm focusing on there. I'm focusing on that spot there. Whatever I do, I try to be there. I try to be in the inner awakening Amrita Nadi line in your body. There we're also talking about this Swami, we're talking about the opening of the line, the ecstasy you can feel. More ecstasy than LSD, he mentioned on page 90. More feeling, more chillness, tranquil feelings and moments you discover without the need of any alcohol or drugs. It's not needed anymore. Feeling the inner line, feeling the crown chakra is so unbelievable, ecstatic, happiness, and reachable. I think you need meditation 2 hours per day. 2 hours per day meditation, longer than your 10 minutes guided meditation. So, more meditation, more hours is needed to reach the ecstatic inner line in your inner body awakening challenge, right? So, this guy on page 14 left his family, making free from the responsibilities of the family. And it is not a rejection of the family, but a movement that you go through the family's dynamics. And maybe I call it in more term families, because as a guy you can have more families. Families challenges, and you step out the family, or you put your family on distance because you raise them up, your children, you finance them, you give them the right teachings in your life, and then you go into your last stage. You're searching for freedom, And then you step out of the family. The children are old enough to go their own way. And if they're old enough to go their own way, it's time to say goodbye and following the Maslow last stage spiritual development part of your life. So spirituality is the last stage of life. You go through the families. I have fictive 3 families, 3 long-term relationships, fictive children, right? When I lived in the deep nature, I had already so many children. But I was going through that stages, the stages of the relationships, the hard relationships, the stages of the family. And like Osho also said, you escape the family. You say goodbye to the family for a while to go on your own alone path in life to search for this inner awakening line. You escape the world. You renounce the world, the worldly problems, the worldly mass media, war, dirty criminal news what you get every time on your mobile phone. You escape and renounce the world for the higher purpose and the higher goal. So escaping is also part of spiritual development in your life, escaping the world, escaping the dynamics, escaping the small group dynamics of your mediocre so-called friends who don't know anything, escaping the small social circles, escaping the little chat talks with your family or your so-called friends. You escape the lower realms of the calibration levels of the matrix, and you can do 2 ways for your spiritual development. You can go alone in the mountains, you go to retreats or find your spiritual guru and go to a spiritual retreat, or you go alone in the mountains, or you can do it also in your own city and have your nice, peaceful, small place somewhere where you can walk around between the people. You're moving around between people. You're not long in conversations in groups and not long in conversations with a lot of people. You're moving quickly between people to share your ecstaticness, to touch a little bit the people in your surroundings, but not too long because you lose energy. That's the whole point. If you're going higher in your spirituality, your consciousness levels going higher, you get a lot of eyes on you, jealous eyes, because your field, your energetic field and your aura becoming more visible and stronger. So people are staring at you, and you can become a danger for the biggest egos in the world. The ego doesn't like me. I break automatically the ego down in my appearance. My appearance can shock people. My appearance can hurt people just only because I am there. My vibe of authority, my wonderful walk, my chill and relaxed walk, my tensionless walk can create authority, and it can hurt the egos of the guys mostly. Jesus was killed by guys. Guys. Osho was rejected by guys. Guys. Buddha was lucky. He had a savior. His father was emperor, and he was his so-called follow-up guy, but I chose the spiritual path. He was escaping the palace. He was escaping the world. So Buddha was lucky that he was under safety of his father in his emperor. Jesus was less lucky. He was so alone and high in his spirituality. He was so alone and he was killed by jealous men. They were jealous on his attraction. He was jealous on his self-independency, and they were jealous on his wisdom. Jealousy is the most strong destructive force on human earth. Jews were always under jealousy, condemnation of the matrix because they were so successful. Jealousy because your neighbor has a more beautiful car than the rest of the neighborhood can provoke jealousy. Watch out for jealousy and jealous people. Page 31. The most people in this earth live their life without the unknown. Without the known and the unknown, they're staying unknown. They never know that you can opening up your 7 seals. They're unknown. And they live their material life. Everything is going with money. I want to make more money. And if you have more money, you have more dinners. And if you have more dinners, you have more fat on your belly. If you have more cars, all the cars have to go to the garage. And you spend your cars in going back and forth to the garage. If you have a bigger house, you have to clean the house yourself and it costs time. If you have a bigger house, you have to hire cleaners and you have to wait when the cleaners are coming or the cleaners are home. On expected moments, you don't want to have the cleaners there. If you have 3 boats, you have to repair the boats constantly, or you have to hire people who have to repair the boats. So every richdom has also his downside. Your security measures if you're very rich. I don't decline richdom, absolutely not. Enjoy your material life. Go through that stage. Go through the stage of material richdom. Enjoy it by the fullest, but also know the downsides of richdom. And always know there is something higher than constantly striving to more money or more buying more companies or whatever. Sometimes it's enough. You have enough money. Is there grow? Is there more grow possible? Is there more personal grow possible or not? You can think about yourself. If there is more grow, and if there's grow, there is happiness. Think about yourself. Sometimes it is not enough. People are shining to the outside world, 31, that they have a wonderful life, but they actually have huge inner emptiness. So it's most of time a compensation aspects, right? You shine to the outside world in your richdom, in your strong body, or your well-shaped chest, or your wonderful legs as a woman. You shine in the clubs and you post it on Instagram and you show your wonderful life and you show how lovable boyfriends you have and you have a wonderful time together and you post everything on social media. But deep and deep inside, and all the researches are there, is how more you post, how more you shine to the outside world, how more inner emptiness you are. You don't find the transcendental Krishna. You don't find Krishna. And you're so lost in your power, money system that you forgot the godliness. You forgot godliness. You forgot religion. You forgot it all. And you try to constantly live in security. You want to clinch and you want to hold your lifestyle. And that makes me to the next bridge. The next bridge is that nearly all the spiritual teachers has no fixed income. They're like homeless guys. They're wanderers in society and they give all their money away like Osho were doing. He say, I will be saved by God. I don't want to have a fixed income because that is clinching on security. I want to be free of mind. God will save me money-wise. I share to the universe that clients will coming and coming and coming. And that is very interesting that they're giving all their money away and they were all nearly broke. There was no one so broke as Jesus. Jesus was poor and poor as hell. He slept by old ladies in their homes. He was so unbelievable poor. How higher spiritual, and there are exemptions, of course. How more you operate on universal frequency. I watched videos about this, how difficult it is to make money because you're not on the matrix frequency. You're out of the matrix frequency, and the connection with the matrix is more and more difficult because you only attract the people who are already there, who were already finished their families, or already are financial and business and work life successful. They're coming on a stage further in life where they want to discover more and more. So you touched only as a spiritual life coach, or if you're going into spiritual, a small proportion of human population. So Jesus was so alone. He was so poor. He was meditating on the mountain of Golgotha, but he was so alone and he had no fixed income. And that makes you ultimately more free and you're more not clinching on security measures. So that was page 45. So he mentions also this aspect in his life that it will lead toward spiritual growth because you let go everything. You let go everything if you have no fixed income. You let it go. You trust universe. It's an interesting aspect of spiritual growth. Page 69. The sacred taste of Krishna. The religious ecstasy is glowing in the golden eyes of the person. The golden eyes of the person. The gold in the eyes of the spiritual guy. He has beautiful, deep eyes. The spiritual guy has deep, glowing golden eyes. He shine the sun in his eyes because all the meditations are bringing glancing depth in your eyes. All the meditations will bring you to higher realms and you shine your ecstasy to the world. You're shining around and you share your love to other people in your surroundings. So you get shining deep, shining golden eyes, the gold in the eyes, they call it the sun in the eyes. The spiritual guy has the sun in the eyes. He wears the nectar of devotion, page 237. The nectar of devotion. He has the nectar of devotion in his inner body. It's like the honey you can lick. You can mind lick the honey inside. You can constantly tasting this inner ecstatic line in your body. You can constantly go with your mind there. It's a connect mechanism. It's the highest personal development goal what you can reach. It's the opening of the inner line and constantly focusing on those spots in your body, and you'll feel the nectar. It's an unlimited source of power. It's an unlimited source of wisdom. It's an unlimited source of nectar, of joy, what can come out of your body. It's a source of power, what you can find. It's a source of security. It's a source, the only security what you want to have is the inner security, by the way. It's also your stability, it's also your self-confidence. You can also always come back on this inner fullness. This inner fullness in your body. You can always come there. And he mentioned Jesus in 3 to 8, the awakened guy. Jesus, and Jesus said, I am the only road. I am the only road. And he was so right. The only ultimately road in your life. And all the ways end in Rome, right? There are more ways what's ending in Rome, but Rome is the goal, and the goal is the only way. The only way in your life is becoming enlightened. That's the only goal. The only goal in your life is becoming enlightened. There is no other goal. All the other goals are supportive to that, are supportive to go through all the stages of your life. But if you look to the Maslow pyramid, there is only one goal, is inner awakening. There is no more antidepressiva than becoming enlightened. There's no anti-bore out of burnout to have a less stressful life than finding the source. So Jesus was right. He said, I am the only road. He was the only road. Yes, what he mentioned, I am the only road. He said, I am connected with higher universe, so I am the road. I am the road. I'm inside the road. He was connected with universe. If you find your inner awakening, you're connected with higher universe. So if he said, I am the road, is nothing egocentric. He say, I am. He say, I am the line is the only road. Because I'm becoming the line. I'm becoming the Amrita Nadi line. I'm becoming the awakened line. So I am means I am the line. And I'm connected to the higher universe. That is what Jesus was saying there. But of course, he was misunderstood by the Matrix guys. They didn't understand it, and they say it's nonsense what you're saying. Awakening is not possible. It's not possible. You're a liar. And they still were jealous on this attraction. Thank you for watching this video, and I see you by the next one. Bye bye.